Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome back to the Transfer View. What are you guys saying, man? Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Big up to everybody. Let us know where you're watching from, how you're feeling, what the weather's saying. We've got loads to talk about again because, listen, the transfers are transferring. What the stories are, the rumours are. They're not actually over the line yet in terms of incomings. Outgoings, yes, but yes, incomings not so much yet. But the stories and the information is cooking up and bubbling up nicely. Let's get all of the housekeeping done. You guys know what to do. I shouldn't even have to remind you, but I will because that's what we do at the beginning of every single show. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you guys do that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We've got nearly 400 people watching straight off the bat in the first minute of the show, which is great. Nearly 70 likes already. So make sure you guys do that. And also follow United View on Playback. The link is there, pinned in the chat. That's our new community we're building over there, Playback. We do a lot of Euro stuff there. And after the Euros is done, we're going to be doing a lot more extra content for your head tops on there. Adrian says, big up UV, family, and Reckless Delegation inside. They're always here. They're always about. The delegates are always about. Big up them.
Flex. I mean, I might save it for later on in the week. But all I will say is yesterday, KG did a bit of an emergency live with the Leny Yoro stuff that was going on. And I witnessed something on that stream that I think is an all-timer. An all-timer for KG The Comedian channel. I'm not going to spoil it in case people haven't seen it.
But no, you can't do that because I want to know what it is now.
But I would never be able to do it justice without playing you the clip because me saying it would never, ever do it justice. But it is incredible.
All right,
and it wasn't anything to do. It wasn't KG. It wasn't. KG was being very responsible, but it was insane.
It was wild. Insane. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. We'll check that out. And see what's going on in there. I don't even want to know what that. Well, I do want to know what that was. Actually, I actually do. Honestly. But we will find out. But on this show today, this morning, we've got so much talk to get through. Jared Branthwaite, third bid expected according to the Times. We'll get into that report. What it means. I mean. People want us to start walking away. People are starting saying it's already getting too high. That 45 plus 5 should be the last one. Well, it looks like Manchester United are going to go in with a third bid. And again, like I said, I think Branthwaite's going to agitate for that move, man. We'll end up getting him, I think. Mason Greenwood bid has been accepted. £27 million. We're going to look at that. Leny Yoro's bid has been accepted by Lille as well. We'll talk about that. And Donny van der Beek. Here we go. Permanent move to Girona as well. So loads to get our teeth into. Owen, over to you because this Branthwaite thing actually is proper interesting because we really want this guy. We really want him.
Yeah, seemingly we are still going to go back for a third bid, of course. 2 bids have gone in. The second one was just, a couple of days ago? 45 plus 5, I think it was. Was it 40 plus 5? Either way, Everton rejected it. But Manchester United don't look to be put off too much because, according to the Times, Manchester United are expected to make a third bid for Jared Branthwaite. Now, if you're thinking, well, that information seems a bit short and a bit to the point there, it's because that's exactly it. That's all the Times are saying. There's been no sort of talk about how much this third bid will be. Again, Flex, looking at the logic of it, considering the last one, I think it was 45 plus 5, wasn't it?
It's 45 plus 5.
45 plus 5. What do you think the next one is? I mean, historically, and this is the weird thing with United, because again, we talk about United historically over the last 10 years or so, and particularly the last 3 or 4 years, this is how they would have acted in pursuits of players. They start with the low ball bid, get a bit closer, they put their third and final bid in, and eventually they get the player. It's how we got Mason Mount. It's how we've got quite a few players over the last few years. But Manchester United are also operating differently because new people are doing these negotiations, new people are putting these bids in. So it seems a bit strange that Manchester United is still operating on this model. So with that in mind, how much do you think this third bid will be, if indeed it does go in?
I think it will go in. I think we want him. I think we'll get him eventually. 45 plus 5 was the last one. I don't think we want to spend too much over 50, like up front. And I don't think we should. I did say, I know people are saying that even a package of 60, 70 and all that, 65, he's not worth that. Don't get towards the 80 million, etc., etc. But in terms of, like we would say about add-ons, if you get creative with the add-ons, they only, get triggered if we've been successful with him and he's been good. So I think that Man United might get creative with the add-ons. I think the guaranteed up front will go up by about 5 to 10 million max. So maybe they'll go 50. I think they'll go 55 million max now up front. And then, like I said on yesterday's show, I think it was, Owen. I think I said I think they'll get creative with the add-ons and there'll be a whole package. Well, I think I said it in the Flexing KG show because he was like, "Nah, we have to walk away now." And I'm like, "I hear you, but I just think Man United really want him, and INEOS will probably get creative with the add-ons and offer a total package of like 65, but 50 up front maybe, or 55 up front, and 10 million add-ons or 15 million add-ons, whichever way round." And again, that will give them a bit of a problem because Branthwaite, I think, will be pushing for the move. Although they're all right on the PSR level, let's be honest, turning down 60, 65 million, cutting your nose off Spikey's face for the extra 10 million, maybe they might do it. But for me, I just don't want to go into that territory, man. Again, the bid's been accepted for Leny Yoro, and shout out to the Muppeteers. I said yesterday as well, it was a good tweet of basically saying what's mad is that 40 odd million's been accepted for Leny Yoro, who is up and coming. He's in talks with Real Madrid. He's clearly a very good young player, very good, right? And that's enough to get him. You know, Lille accepted 17 million from Real Madrid. But here we are again with a guy who's older, a little bit older than Leny Yoro. I get that, 21, and look, it's 70, 80 million pounds English tax. So it's so true that we're seeing ourselves in a position where we've just got a bid accepted for Ligt, 42 million pounds, a couple of years older than Branthwaite, but there's a lot more sample size there to know he's a better player right now. Leny Yoro, who, like I said, in talks with Real Madrid, so that the stock's quite high.
But it must be stressed. Lille haven't accepted anything from Real Madrid.
They didn't accept that 17. Sorry, they've bid 17 million.
Well, that's how much Real Madrid are willing to pay for Leny Yoro. But Lille are like, absolutely not.
Well, they've accepted our bid anyway. My point of it, it's fair play. I got that bit wrong about they haven't accepted 17. Fair enough. I must have read that wrong. But they've accepted our bid for 42. What is it? 40 what?
Yeah. Well, a total thing of like 50, just over 50.
Right. So total thing of 50, but that total thing of 50 is not enough to get Branthwaite because they want 70, 65. So it's a crazy place. It's a crazy market. And I think people are right. We shouldn't go into astronomical fees and start paying way over the odds. And already we're starting to anything over 50, really, even if it's in a package of add-ons, is too much. He's not a 70 million pound player. He's not. He's a 50 at best with the tax. Really should be like 40.
You're right. This is what happens when you go after an English player in the Premier League. This is kind of what happens. I think just the general sort of pursuit of it is quite interesting because we were chatting about this before we went live, where we've got all of these different irons in the fire for all of these centre backs, and we're not getting them all. Like we're not going to sign them all. We're not going to sign like 4 centre backs this summer. So it is interesting to see Man United really doing just that. They're keeping irons in the fire and all of these things. They're getting to the point where they're going, well, can we get a bid accepted for this player? And then let's make our mind up as to who do we actually want? Who do we think we can actually get? They're not fixated as it was in the past on just one. This is who we've identified as our centre-back. This is the centre-back we're going to sign this summer. And that's just it. And then we get into these sort of sagas where it's back and forth. The club we're negotiating with has leverage because they know, well, you're only in for this player. So, you're going to give us the money that we want from. That's not the case here. As you mentioned, there's Branthwaite, there is Ligt, there is Yoro, there are other names as well. And it's like, well, okay then. So who are we going to get? I mean, I saw the Muppeteers say this too, and it is kind of true that you could certainly see an argument being made where maybe INEOS look at, well, if we could get Leny Yoro and we could get Branthwaite, they're 2 very young centre-backs. That's just sorted for like a decade plus, really. Yeah. And we've already got Ligt, who's in his prime right now. That's just, we don't really have to even look at the whole centre-back situation again for quite some time if we're able to pull that off. But we'll talk about Yoro later on. When it just comes to this Branthwaite one, I don't know, like you said, when you get into this stage, it does make me a bit nervous where I sort of go, we're into the realm of overpaying. And like I just mentioned, the fact that we do have those other options should actually be something that works in our favor, that we don't overpay. So unless this bid, which this could be the case, is like bona fide, it's the final bid. This is the last time we're going to go in for him. This is the last time we're going to put an offer on the table. Last time it was 40 plus 5. This time our line's 50 and then plus some add-ons. Some are realistic, some aren't that realistic. That's legitimately as far as we're going. And then you pull a bit of a Real Madrid on Everton and you go, all right, if you think 70, 75, we'll come back next year and see if you feel that valuation's the same, and
leave the player there agitated, as in like he didn't get his move, and
if you're Branthwaite and then be like, because it's been reported he wants the move. Why wouldn't he want the move? So then you say that, but he signed a contract to Everton till, was it like 2027 or something like that? It's a long-term deal. So if they can't pull it off or Everton don't want to budge, they'll go, all right, we'll come back. We'll come back in January. We'll come back next year. We'll see what happens. So they should. I remember that one of the first times we were talking about this Branthwaite one, and I mentioned that INEOS could and maybe should use this deal as a sort of deal to walk away from, just to send a message to everyone going, we're fine to walk away. In the past, we wouldn't have, because we hadn't done the due diligence. It was only one player. But now we're happy to walk away just to show, look, we're not going to be messed around when it comes to it. We've got other options. I suppose the problem is that if you do walk away from this one, the Yoro one, about how
we ain't getting him
achievable that one is. But go find someone else. Go find someone else.
But so just because the Yoro thing is to do with this a bit, like Real Madrid, that's all they're willing to pay is 17 million. And they're saying, I read that, listen, if you don't accept, no problem, we'll come get him for free next year. Like we don't.
Well, I can get the quotes up on the screen now with this Euro stuff, because, like I said, it does tie into it together. This was the story yesterday. It was actually a really interesting way it all happened. So obviously, news came out from France. A French-based journalist, Manchester United had this bid accepted for Leny Yoro, and as is classic, I suppose, and rightfully so nowadays on social media, everyone went, bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about, and then several people came out and went, no, actually, it's true. Romano has said that Manchester United's offer, which was accepted for Leny Yoro, was worth £42 million plus add-ons, taking the deal up to a potential package of £51 million. Now, Real Madrid, they're very relaxed about this whole thing because they feel it doesn't matter. It's Camavinga all over again. It's Mbappe. Yes, they might not have the money right now, but they'll come eventually. The players willing to wait. As Romano says, the only way for Real Madrid to sign Leny Yoro this summer is to complete the deal on their conditions for a smaller price. Madrid will not pay a £51 million package. They are more than happy to wait for the next week/August to try to get the deal done on their conditions, or wait and sign Yoro on a free in the summer of 2025. So when it comes to all of this, again,
it's mental, by the way, because we're basically saying that we're paying 51 million for a player who's got a year left as well. But obviously, his longevity and he's young, so I guess.
And reportedly, Lille have said to Leny Yoro, look, accept Man United.
We need the money of you,
because it's the best offer on the table
for them.
But this goes to show just how strong Real Madrid are. You realize how ridiculous that is. If this was us and there was another club that had a £51 million offer on the table, we'd be horrified. We'd be like, well, he's going to the other club. This is going to happen. Whereas Real Madrid, they're like, no, well, we go into Lille and go, it's like 70 million or nothing. And by the way, when we say nothing, we'll get him on a free next year because we know he wants to come to us. And he will come to us. People are willing to wait. If Kylian Mbappe is willing to wait, then anyone could be willing to wait. And but what I will say is, I mentioned this on the match I did last night on playback. Whilst it looks very, very unlikely, granted, I will say that this is a really interesting situation for this new football leadership structure at Manchester United, because there have been a couple of things already that we would have viewed as impossible. That's not going to happen. That's already happened. Dan Ashworth, there's no chance he's going to be in this summer transfer window. Absolutely no way. Look, Carrington right now he's working on this deal, and he's not even meant to be involved. Omar Barada, out of the blue, nothing. That was crazy. That just happened. Eric Ten Hag said it in his interview yesterday. Carrington, 4 weeks ago, is a mess because they're doing all the refurbs. He's like, it's brilliant now. It's great.
Yeah, it's mental.
It's great. So what we shouldn't do is rule out there's absolutely no way.
Like, where did this come from?
In the past, I would have said yes. John Murto and others, They couldn't convince Jude Bellingham to join
Getting
the club
on
after he was
planes,
walking around.
drinking sangria in Barcelona.
Exactly.
Not coming back with players.
Exactly. Going to Turin and not coming back with just nothing. You know,
That was
in
like
the
the Rabiot
past,
one, isn't it?
yeah, in the past you'd have said absolutely no way.
Yeah.
But with this new group of people, this is literally what they were brought in to do. They were brought in to get difficult deals over the line, to spin the project, sell the project, and do deals that people's eyes open and go, I can't believe Man United pulled that one off. So if they are able to pull off this Leny Yoro deal, it would be nothing short, I think, of sensational. That people would be like, "This is I can't believe they've 100%. Done this."
Instead of Branthwaite as well. Where they want more money.
Whilst it's unlikely, I don't think we're in the position yet to be like, there's absolutely no way Man United could pull it off, because we don't still really know truly what these guys are capable of. But it just goes to show that's why it's so important that they came in first, because we can actually approach deals like this and have a go. Whereas previously, us having a go would just be wasting time doing nothing. This time,
yeah. Well, and also it's the other way around as well. Of we're not just going only for Yoro as our we're entering the chat of someone who we've got a slim chance of getting, and that's all we have. Because the same way, you're exactly right. The Branthwaite one is like, okay, cool, but we've got Ligt cooking or we've got Yoro cooking, but also something Man United would be capable of back before. But we're going, right, there's this kid who wants to go to Real Madrid and only Real Madrid. I know, let's make him our primary target, our only target, and let's work and put all our eggs into that one deal. And then once we chase for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then he goes to Real Madrid or decides to stay at his club, we go, oh, all right, so about that centre half then. Right, Jared, Everton, yeah, 90 million, mate. Sorry, it's near the end of the thing. Sorry, like that's a Man United like move. But exactly, you're right. This, by having all of your eggs in different baskets, like what we're doing, and balancing a few deals at once for the same position. And actually, the Ligt one is the one that's like, touch wood, it's like that's going to get done.
They're saying that one, not that it might not get done, but again, it depends on these other two ones. If you sort out your own Branthwaite, you then get Ligt. Do you need to get him?
I think Ligt is. I think with who it is, and his relationship with Ten Hag, and the willingness for Bayern to get the deal done, the willingness for Ligt to come, it's all seamless. There's no hiccups there. There's not a club that's saying that's not the price we're comfortable with. There's not a player saying I want to go somewhere else. There's not us saying we're not sure if we're going to activate this release clause or pay this. That's the most done. That all facets of that are in tangent. Now, of course, it's football. Yeah, we said this about Cody Gakpo during the World Cup when we thought, yeah, it's pretty much done, mate. We're getting Cody Gakpo. Like, it's football. You never know. But I would say that I feel like the Ligt one is the furthest, the most advanced, and the one with the least amount of sort of
easiest to do
because Ligt wants to come, he wants to leave there. Bayern want to get Jonathan Tah. That's their target. They've got new ideas. They're happy with the price, 50 million euros, 42 million pounds. Man United are happy with that. Erik Ten Hag is obviously happy with that. And Ligt has said, yeah, I've spoken to Ten Hag. I want to go to him prior. Don't want to go
yesterday,
PSG.
Florian Plettenberg goes, well, it's not close.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. But I think it's the easiest to get done.
Yeah, it's easiest. Yeah, it does.
And he can say it's not close now, but within the next couple of days, that could just go zoop because
after Netherlands are eliminated and then from the Euros.
Yeah, 100%. Hold that, Owen. What you say now about Southgate? But anyway, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? But I just think that we'll get Ligt, and I just think the Yoro one is just it's wild, really. I mean, yeah, because like I said, Lille obviously would accept it, but I just don't know what kid. I don't know who turns down Real Madrid for Man United. It just depends on where they see themselves for their career.
Yeah.
Do they think they will play? But the allure of Real Madrid, even going, but I don't care. I'll be on the bench for the first season. I'll take 15 games. Mate, I'll work my way into it. It's best to be there, learn off the best, being that win. It's Real Madrid, mate. Yeah, we don't need to talk about the selling. Even if you're not playing, we don't even need to talk about why it's a positive to go there. Versus United, new structure. don't know what it's going to be like, but they really want me. They've put the money in. Am I going to start? You're getting Ligt. You've got Martinez. If I'm not going to start, I may as well be at Real Madrid than Man United. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just can't see him going, all right, then it just didn't. I don't want to go Real Madrid. It's unless Real Madrid say, we don't want you anymore. But again, they're going to say to him, but we'll come back for you, just get you on a free next year.
Or is there an element of, loyalty to Leo? I mean, again, he's 18 and they've started his career and they say, look, for the club, I get it, Real Madrid, but we can't just financially can't lose you on a free. We need some money now. We really do. And he goes, oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think you sign somewhere just because the club, like, you still wouldn't go somewhere you don't actually want to go. Like, you wouldn't make it difficult.
What we say that like he doesn't want to go at all. There might be a case of, of course, going to Man United would be a massive move. And
but I need to see what's going on there first.
But it's Real Madrid. You know what I mean? So we can't just because it's a weird one, isn't it? Just because he would prefer to go to Real Madrid doesn't necessarily mean he wouldn't want to go to United. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
Yes, it's the lesser choice, but still, I came through the youth academy here. I don't want to leave the club in a bit of a lurch.
Let me just go Man United so they get their money. I'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Real Madrid there negotiating right now.
Yeah,
I don't know. If anything, you go. I know you've made me, but please give me my dream. I've done well here. Let me just go there, please.
And they go, but we really need, we need the money. We really need.
Yeah. And ultimately, though, it's down to the player, though, mate. If he
it's down to the player.
I'll just stay here on a free then. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go Man United. I want to go to Real Madrid, so I'll wait. It's Leny Yoro's choice. All Elite says bidding for free centre backs is very interesting. I think INEOS are gaslighting on one or two of those. We'll see. Get some through the door. Love you guys. Big up to you, All Elite. Thank you for that. A little bit gaslighting going on, a little bit smoke screens. Max says, you seen what the mayor of Marseille has said on the Greenwood deal? I did. Yeah, we had some very, very strong words. So this is what we were talking about during the shows when everyone's like, oh, he should be going for 80 million. Oh, no, on his ability, he's a this and that player. Unfortunately, with what Mason Greenwood's done and his reputation and how he's trying to rebuild that, this is the baggage that clubs have to consider. That is, who was it? Who was it? The mayor? Who was it? The prime? Who was it?
It's the mayor. It's everything that's baked into that. This is what we were saying yesterday, going that if this was a transfer that was valued purely on talent, it would be considerably more than 20-odd million quid. But there's a lot baked into this value. What does the word value mean? It's a pretty arbitrary term, isn't it? And there's a lot that goes into that. And that's the case with the Greenwood situation. This is, I would have thought Marseille would have anticipated it. Probably they've probably had those talks about it, as will every club wherever Mason Greenwood goes in his career.
Yeah, exactly. It's always going to be a stigma hanging over him. So that just proved exactly what we was talking about yesterday, Mac. Big up DJ. DJ talks. We saying, bro. Hope you're good. DJ says, boys, you smell that? Smells like we're moving like a big club. Everton taking the piss. United will walk away if it gets silly. So DJ's confident. He's confident that he's seen enough in INEOS with the Dan Ashworth negotiations, etc. That we will go, right, after this third one, you're not taking the piss, we're off. And that's what we just spoke about. That's what we want to see. Some people don't even want to see us going for the third bid. Some people are like, no, 45 plus 5 is max. You know what I mean? Other people have said 50 is max. But we'll see. I think it's going to go over that 50, definitely, especially with add-ons. But we'll see. But DJ saying, he thinks we'll walk away and we'll finally operating like a big club. Ibk, thanks for the contribution, and then also a super chat for myself straight after. Says excited about the pre-season and the new energy of the club. I can't wait to see Flexing KG in South Carolina. Lock me in for picks with y'all, please. Right, listen, man, we're there. Don't worry. Yeah, big up. Come see us. Come see us. We will be there. We will be there. Never been to South Carolina before, so looking forward to it. That's a state I've never been to before. Been to San Diego last year and LA. I've never been to LA actually, so looking forward to that as well. And I've never been to Edinburgh. Shout out Edinburgh. Never been there. Dylan says, I'm number 354. Come on, guys, get those likes up. Yeah, and now we're at 447. So please do get the likes up. Let's keep pushing. We're at 1,700 watching live as well. Well on our way to 2K watching live. And Deal says, Owen is secretly smoking hopium. Is that I think that Yoro might change his mind? I think that's what I mean.
Well, you know, I'm just saying that these we're asking about appropriately judging Ashworth et al. This will be a transfer to see really what they're capable of, isn't it? You know, you would have thought they would have put the bid in without at least a hope that they might be able to convince Yoro to change his mind. So we shall see how good they really are.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andil, I said that one already. Aria says, big up Owen and Flex and Owen in our emojis. Should do a poll on what 2 centre backs we will get. Branthwaite and Yoro, or Ligt and Yoro. Or Branthwaite and Ligt. So I mean, I think it'll be
in the chat.
Yes, let us know in the chat. I think it'll be Branthwaite and Ligt. I don't think I think we'll get Branthwaite. I really do. I'm not
interesting
100% sold on it, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'll be honest. I just think INEOS really want him, and I think that he wants to come, and Everton will come down and meet in the middle. That's what I think personally. But I prefer Yoro for sure. Who do you think we're going?
Out of the two, I think the Yoro one is unlikely. I think it's a persuasion effort, really. If I had to pick two that I think the most likely would be Ligt. Well, in the order, you'd go Ligt, Branthwaite, Yoro. They're the ones that are likely to come in that order. But yeah, anything's possible at this point. You never know.
Yeah, it was so funny, obviously, yesterday with the Yoro fake account thing, and then he's gone on his thing to say this account's fake, and then all our fans are in his thing saying, "Come on, bro, come to us. You know you want to come to Man United." Like literally talking to him.
What made me laugh was it's the fake account that says like, "Oh, I don't want to join Man United," and his quote tweet is like, "You guys are psycho," and then the responses are equally as psycho. Going, "Come to Manchester United. Come to we know you want to come to Manchester United." It's like, oh my goodness me!
I tell you what, everyone's on there. Bloody hell! I tell you what, who's on here? That Ten Hag's Reds is on there. Yeah. Join us, bro. You can make history here at New Old Trafford. Sam C from United Stand does some of their breaking news stuff and that. He's like, bro, you know you want to come. MUFC MPB, join us. Join Manchester United, Leny. Academy Scoops on there. You know what to do, Leny. United Zone. Oh my God. Trey, his first tweet in over a month. United Stands on there. Come to United, Leny. Everyone's on there. Did we join the chat?
And now it's going to be a thing where if he did come, he'd be like, "No, I did that. I convinced him. Inside sources.
Effort. It'll be a group effort.
It had nothing to do, nothing to do with the money or the persuasion of Dan Ashworth. It was the fans. It was the fans on social media.
Well, Owen, we're gonna have to join
knocking at his virtual door. Join United.
You want to come?
Join United. I know you want to come.
We need to get on this thread, Owen. We need to leave. We need to get United on there.
I know you want to come. That's my favorite one. I know you want to come. Imagine that. Imagine social media was the real world. It is not. But you bumped into him in the street when Leny Yoro, and the first thing he said is, "I know you want to come to United." You're like, "Yeah." That would put me on the back foot. I'd be like, "Excuse me."
Well, I'm going to say that right now. Actually, I know. You want to join us. It's a matter of time. Do you want to be good or great? There you go. Come on, Leny. I know you want to join us. He's coming to Man United. Come on. I've put mine in. Owen, don't be afraid, man. Get on there and put your 2 pence in and then get United views on there as well.
All right. I'll
put some support for Leny.
Yeah. I'll just say hi, how's it going, mate? I'll do that. I'll ask that.
G-Man said too much, LOL. Listen, don't know. We'll see. John James says, don't be too arrogant. Madrid fans are arrogant enough for the lad. Mate, he's not going to listen to what I say. I think that's our point of what we're saying. Dominic says, Mo turned out right on Shaw, Mourinho, Pogba, Martial, damn. And JB also says, Owen, run up the KG clip. You know you want to.
I'm just reading the comments on that thing again.
It's mental, isn't it?
You know what to do, Leny. Sounds very sinister. Join us, winky face. What kind of cult are we peddling here? Like,
hey, it's just
you know
a bit of
what
fun.
to
Just get behind it, innit? Let the
You
player
know what
like,
to
come
do.
on. We want him to go on there and think how loved he is by the fan base already. So he goes, you know what? Look how much they love me already. I got.
But is it coming across like that? That's what I mean. You know what I mean? It's very. A lot of it is just join us. Join us.
I know. Welcome to United. Someone else said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this might not even be his account. I mean, I know it says.
No.
Well, it's got the reader's context. That usually means it is, isn't it?
Well,
Anyway.
the one underneath it was definitely. It's like Kobe Mainu. Oh my god, the amount of Kobe Mainu accounts on X is ridiculous, and people still fall for it every single time. I'm sure there's one hit with the picture of him like in an England shirt going, "Today's the day," and they're filled with comments underneath that go, "Go on, Kobe, you're an inspiration." It's not even him.
It's because I think people don't take the time to actually look. Do you know what I mean?
It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. Luke Statten has responded to me and said, "What?" Oh, I said, "Oh, I fucking put a mistake. Do you good or great?"
Fleck. Fleck. I'm begging you. Read.
I know.
He gets excited.
Right, let me delete that and put the proper thing.
You can edit it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Well, it's not letting me.
You got your tick, haven't you? You can edit that.
Yeah, it won't let me. Delete or pin to your profile. Mute. No, it's got to come down, mate. It's got to come down. We've got to copy and paste and add in the right word. Where is it? I can't bother to find the thing again. It's a bit long now, isn't it? It's a bit long. Where's the... Oh, there it is there. Right, there you go. There you go. Wait there. What'd you call it?
Honestly, the Flecknology, Flex will go. Flex will go. No, I don't know what the people say with the Flecknology things, whatever. I'm saying he's
mate. That's not Flecknology. That's just grammar. That's comprehension.
Yeah.
I know you want to join us. It's a matter of time. Do you want to be good or great? There you go. Reply.
There's a process when Flex messages you. You have to read the message and then go, what did he actually say during the message or whatever? You go, yeah. Usually, it says there's never a second draft, is there? There's never a second draft. Nah. It's just
no. I'm just because there's so much stuff going on.
It lets autocorrect do its thing, positively or negatively, and it just is.
Yeah,
what it is.
I'm not a good texter. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not. I admit that. Right, we are at 564 likes, 1,774 of you watching live. So big up to all of you. Robert Pastore says it's all smoke and mirrors with INEOS and transfers, with a smiley face. Interesting.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors. Owen, let's go back one then, basically, because we kind of mixed a few in. But Mason Greenwood.
Yes, so Mason Greenwood is very, very, very close to this move to Marseille. David Ornstein said last night that Marseille have reached an agreement with Manchester United to sign Mason Greenwood, although the proposed move remains subject to the forward's approval. Continues on by saying the deal would see the league side pay their Premier League counterparts £26.7 million, comprising of £23.3 million fixed and £3.4 million in add-ons, plus a large share of any future sale. And when it comes to this future sale, it's about a lot of the salon clause and things of that nature, of course. Ben Jacobs saying that Manchester United not only have a 50% salon clause in Mason Greenwood's transfer to Marseille, but retain the right to buy additional percentages at a later point, which I think means basically that salon clause can actually get higher, but Manchester United have to essentially buy into it. So if they get, I don't know, again, I'm not really sure how this will work, but if they get wind that possibly he's going to be sold, then they go, we're going to trigger our option to give you £10 million to make this 70%, perhaps. Maybe that's how this would work.
How much would you pay for that? You might be paying what you would make extra because it's a 70% sale.
Well,
obviously it must be less.
It depends how much you think he would be going for, I suppose, wouldn't it? But certainly they've got their bases covered with that. Fabrizio Romano saying the contract offered by Marseille to Mason Greenwood is valid until June 2029. United will have a closed salon clause close to 50% of the future sale from June 2025 until June of 2029. It's a done deal between the clubs, salary details, including bonuses, being discussed. There was some quotes yesterday coming from Roberto De Zerbi, talking about how he believes Greenwood's a world-class player, so he was going to protect him, etc., as kind of was brought up earlier on. There was the inevitable really sort of backlash from the mayor of Marseille. I'm sure there are also going to be sort of pushbacks from fans of the club. And as we spoke about yesterday, this is why it's a deal that's worth around 30 million quid, because there are these other factors that Marseille have to consider. It's a European club, so the fee's always going to be lower. It's a French-based club. The fee's always going to be lower. But Manchester United, I suppose, getting what they feel is the most money they possibly can, given the circumstances, and also keeping their options open for the future, because they feel they could potentially make more money in the future if things do go well for Greenwood at Marseille. So I think that whilst you almost have to, again, you have to live in reality, I think, for this one. When you live in reality, you actually realize that it's a pretty good deal for Manchester United. It's the best they could do.
Yeah, exactly that. There's nothing really much more to add to that. It's the best they could get in the situations that have happened. Like, we've literally just seen the pushback from the mayor of Marseille. These things, these are all stigmas and things that will stick with Mason Greenwood for a long time, probably forever, really. Yes, as time moves on, some people move on, but people aren't going to forget. And every time he goes to a new club or somewhere, it's something that the buying club has to consider. De Zerbi's gone strong, very, very strong. Made his feelings very, very clear. So okay, that's on him and his coaching staff and the players there, and that's okay. That's his prerogative. Whether or not Marseille will listen to the mayor of Marseille, the mayor of Marseille was like, I don't want my club, staying with that. I'm going to basically plead with the president of Marseille to not sign him. Could this deal collapse because actually they do a U-turn and say, oh, the fan heat we're getting, the political heat we're getting, we
Possible.
can't do this. Exactly. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but like Owen said, it's possible. You can't rule things out in delicate subjects like this. So we'll see. But in terms of the football side of it and the financial side of it, for Man United, I think we've made the right decision. Personally, I've always said that. And in terms of securing the money and the sell on, and there's potential for more percentage of sell on, you can't say fairer than that. We can't.
Yeah, and also, I mean, this is why. Remember when Sir Jim did a couple of those first interviews, and Green was brought up, and he said, "Well, we'll make an independent new decision." And he said that, and people are like, "This means he's coming back. This means he means that. Never meant that at all. As we said at the time, this was just about having a bit of a stronger negotiating platform to sell the player from. He came into Carrington on Monday, had a very short meeting where it was once again explicitly said, there's no future here. We're looking to sell you. We've got some offers we believe that we can get over the line, and that's the situation. So I don't think it was ever a consideration under INEOS, certainly, maybe under the old regime. Who knows what that was, because that was a complete mess and farce, really, of what happened nearly a year ago. But under INEOS, it was pretty clear, wasn't it, that they were gonna sell him, and it looks like they've done what they believe again to be sort of as close to a best deal they possibly can. And now it's just a case of getting that money getting the deal over the line, and putting it towards other deals that we're seemingly actively working on.
Yeah, exactly. So best for all parties, and that just moves on. It's as simple as that, really. Now on to Sancho, and sort of, making sure English Oak just said it right there. I just caught with my eyes there at the top of the chat. Sancho next. That's it. On to the next. 1,800 watching, over 600 likes. It's pretty good, but we can do better. 750. Come on, guys, let's do it. Donny van der Beek, Owen, you forced him out. You got your wish. You hang your head in shame. You hounded him out. You did. But there's
you're gonna retract that statement, Flex?
No,
Lies.
I'm gonna echo what people say about you on this platform, and what your treatment of Donny van der Beek. I think they're right. It's been nothing short of terrible.
Well, before I read it out, what are your thoughts on his United career?
Didn't work out. He struggled with injuries. at times when he was fit, didn't really get many opportunities. Then when he did get opportunities, didn't shine too much, didn't shine very much.
Why are you handing him? Why are you handing him?
Pardon?
Why are you
No,
handing him?
I'm not.
Well,
You did worse. You was like, oh, he shouldn't be here, waste the money. Why do people want him to play?
No, he's making stuff up.
I mean,
I did say that bit. I did say that bit. I did say that bit about free Donny. We do this. We love the martyr, don't we? The player that's being held down, for 4 years. free Donny. Well, look, he's now freed. So that's good, isn't it? When it comes to Donny van der Beek, yes, here we go this morning from Fabrizio Romano. Say Donny van der Beek to Girona. Here we go. Deal in place for Manchester United. Permanent move, €500,000 fixed fee plus several add-ons, easy add-ons to bring the fee up to €4 to €5 million. Plus extra add-ons that can make €15 million. The contract is until June 2028. Manchester United will also have a sell-on clause. So once again, because this is the thing with this one, they realised that we did it the other day, didn't we? When you look at his tenure at Man United, again, he's played like 62 games for Manchester United over 4 years.
4 years, mental,
that is incredible. And I don't want to just gloss over. There are a variety of reasons why. Injuries. He shouldn't have been brought in the first place because there was no plan for him. He was a signing that, talk about sins of the past old regime. They just saw a player that was available. Oh, he was going to go to Real Madrid. Oh, he was at this Ajax side. Bring him in. What's your plan for him? No idea. No idea at all. Then picks up injuries, goes on a couple of loans. I mean, we've been trying to actively sell him for what? 2 years at this point?
Yeah.
2 years at this point. And both
when we first got Eric, we thought, I tell you what, maybe.
And even he was passing.
As soon as he got there in pre-season, again, he was in the B team straight away when we was in Australia. Eric's first pre-season. Thailand. Where did we go for his first one? Thailand, Australia. Yeah. Donny, he wasn't featuring straight off the bat. Like Eric arrived at Man United and went, "You right, Donny? How you doing? Okay. Nah. That's crazy. And that's his guy.
Yeah, exactly. And what he needs now, I mean, he hasn't played for the Netherlands since 2021. Again, injuries. But what he needs, again, he just needs to play at this point. Even, we were kind of happy when he moved in January because it was like, right, he's going to go to Frankfurt. He's going to play games very quickly on the bench. And eventually you have to get quite callous with it and just go, well, Again, what do we want as fans? What do we want as fans? We bemoan that there are players at clubs that, at the club rather, that aren't playing. They're not on a massive wage. That's understandable. But you sort of go, well, we can't just carry them for no reason. They have to go. And then also at the same time, we're saying free Donny. Like what do we actually want? So the best thing for him right now, he's got to move to Girona, Champions League football. We'll see what happens with that. Crazy. But ultimately now, it's not Man United's problem. When he moved to Frankfurt, and we hope that he plays football, I really hope he plays. And then once he's on the bench, we can all say that we didn't. But the first thought was, shit, we're not going to be able to sell him. They're not going to activate that sell-on clause, are they? So now, if he does go to Girona and he's sitting on the bench again, we go, that's really unfortunate. Hope he starts playing games. But if he doesn't, that's not our issue. And in terms of the finances, I can't say I'm shocked because how much is a player that basically hasn't played for 4 years worth? Not a lot, Not
a lot. I mean, I know I will say this though, like 400k up front is wow.
Yeah, I mean, but it just says a lot about his career over the last 4 years, doesn't it?
I know, but that's like, mate, Zidane Iqbal went for more than that. Like he has still got a CV. Like I know the CV now says 4 years of inactivity, but the previous, 2 before that or 3 before that, it's like, he was doing well. But I get it. I'm not saying that he hasn't been really bad in the last 4 years, and there's not a lot to go off. But mate, 400k up front, and I know there's stipulations in there that can get it to €5 million, and then if he does even better than that, it could actually go up to like 15. Which if we sold Donny for 15 million now, we'd be like, okay, obviously we bought it for 40. 15 is really low, but that's all you could do.
But if we sold him for 15 now, we would be like, I can't believe we've got 15 million.
100%. That's what I'm saying. But what's in place for it to even get to that is like it's looking more like the 5, mate. Let's be like
but
at
again,
best.
this is when I go back to what do we want? What do we want? Because we say
it's got to move on, mate.
we say just go get rid of these players. You know, it doesn't matter if we take a loss. Just rip up the contract. Remember that? Rip up the contract. Rip up the contract. Let's just do that. And then we do the deals to get them out because again, there aren't many suitors, particularly to pay the big money. And then we complain that it's not enough money to sell the players. And it's like, well, what do we want? These are, and it seems harsh to paint them with this brush, but Donny van de Beek, his transfer was a sin of the past. Not in the same way that like a Maguire or an Anthony one is, because it costs so much money and the wages are so big. But it's a sin of the past in the sense of we bought a player that that no manager we've had has wanted. Which is crazy. It's nuts. You got to just, with these ones, you got to bite the bullet and go, I hope that doesn't happen again. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's why you got to get right. We've got to get our recruitment right, our negotiations right, you know, our development of players right. Because like you said, otherwise you end up with that. You end up with that. And
but if it does work out, look, if it does work out, we got to sell on.
Great. That's what I'm saying. This is the best way to ripping up the contract thing. Listen, I know I infamously said rip it all up. You know, that's in anger. When you in actual business, you can't. No, like
it costs you money.
It costs you money. Don't get me wrong. You can only do that if you're financially stable enough to do it to a player here or there. Like I remember Arsenal had to do it to a couple in the end, didn't they? They had to rip up Pepe's one. You know, that's a 70-something million loss. You know what I mean? They had to rip that up. Aubameyang, no, they still got something for Aubameyang in the end, didn't it? Because they sold him.
Well, sometimes with some players, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what it was like with, say, like Alexis Sanchez when he moved to Inter Milan from us, but sometimes you can have that thing of that. There's like, well, there's a move on the table. We're happy just to kind of let you go.
Yeah, like we'll just leave it. If you're happy to not ask us for that, then that's one way of ripping up. Then there's like,
we'll give you a bit of a payoff. We'll give you a bit of a payoff here.
You just won't leave. So here's your 6 million to pay you for the rest of your contract, which you're entitled to. Now clear off. I think, was it not Kolasinac? Mustafa. I can't remember. Anyway,
there have been instances
they've
of that,
done
certainly.
it. Yeah, I don't know if it was.
And again, we as United fans, we look at that and we go, wait, that's what we need to do. We need to do that. And then suddenly when we are doing that, we're like, oh, it's not enough money. We're like, it's not enough money to do that. And again, I know that it's not totally comparable because their wages were far superior than Donny's wages. They're not anywhere near. But just in general, these are things, it's a bit like the bringing in of the Dan Ashworths or the Jason Wilcox or Emma Barada. These are things we've wanted. We've wanted these things. So now who are we to complain that we're getting them, but they're not enough or they're not good enough or anything like that? You know, these are positive moves because they're moves that should have been done 2 years ago. We've been trying to in the case of Donny, as we said, we've been trying to do it for 2 years, really. And this isn't even really, this is why I will agree with people, this isn't even really sort of the deals to be super impressed by anyway, because they're expected to leave. It's just that it's a very low bar because we haven't been able to do easy exits for the last few years. Now, if this summer a Harry Maguire or a Scott McTominay goes or someone like that, that is when you go, oh, I'll tell you, that's not bad going. But these are things that need to be done, absolutely need to be done. And the fact that they've been done relatively early, that's good.
Yeah, it is good. Steffi Jenkins says, does anyone know if tonight's stream will be on playback again? Obviously, the England game tonight. That'll be here, right?
Be on YouTube, but I might try and do I might attempt a simultaneous. See if I can pull that off. I might not be able to pull that off, but I'll try.
Yeah, you will. It's OWEN knowledge, mate. Light work.
Yeah.
When it goes wrong, you see me say, "Oh, you said you. Yeah, look, it's all gone wrong. Yeah. You know, this, that, and the other."
I can pull that off. I think I can pull that off.
Yeah. Samuel Upkhurst just tweeted. He says, Man United's discussions with Johnny Evans over a new contract still ongoing. No news there, really.
Keep him.
That would probably be the case. Keep him about the place, mate. Johnny Evans. When me and KG was doing the Flexing KG show yesterday, we went through how many games he actually played. Like, he played 26 times in the league.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Big games.
Started like 16.
Anfield, Etihad, Man City, Old Trafford.
Big games. Yeah, big games, man. came on and played like 20 odd minutes in the final as well to help us see it out. So yeah, some big games. Look, I think obviously the problem last year, I think it all began when we began to realise the position we were in at the Emirates. I think when we lost both centre backs in the game, we lost Lindelof and Martinez, didn't we? Or was it Varane?
Lost Varane and Martinez, and we ended up with Maguire and Evans.
And those two came on, and we conceded after that. And I'm not saying it's only their fault, but we got an insight, didn't we? And we went, it clicked. We went, it's 2024, Dangor. Well, at the time it was 2023, but
yeah.
And our centre backs are Johnny Evans and Maguire. Oh my God, what are we? And then again, he had to keep playing more games. And listen, he helped us out, man. He had some really good performances. He did. He had some really good performances.
He was our best centre back. He was our best centre back. I was just about to say that. Our best, because Martinez was injured. Our best on the ball in terms of centre back. And I think he should get an extra year. I think he should get an extra year. And this year should be what last year should have been, which is basically you're not the Scott Carson role. You're there to maybe play 1 or 2 games, come in here or there if needed. But hopefully the injury issues are settled enough that he's just there for sort of, again, standards, support, experienced head.
Helping the young players.
Very professional, no problems.
Jason Ramon said, look, keep him and hope he goes into coaching as well. I mean, there could be a pathway there. Same with Tom Heaton, really. I'm glad we've kept him as well. Obviously, you need a third choice anyway at all times, but he's a good third choice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a good. So I feel like he's a good third choice. So you need the experience around the place, and again, if we can help Johnny Evans, well, first of all, he can help us. He's not just a bit, just there on token. He's there on merit for that role, and then after that, if he retires and stuff like that, then great. He can go into the situation whereby he can be on a coaching staff. So Johnny Evans, new contract renewal.
Johnny Evans.
What a guy. Big show, guys. Good show. Well done. We're at 738, so I think we can get to 750 as we exit the show. It's England today, Owen.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Massive game. We are on the brink of reaching another European final. I mean,
that feels weird to say, doesn't it? That does feel weird to say. Owen. Like I will give credit for that. Like it's a European semi-final today. And am I nervous? I'm always nervous for England, but it is like, well, last time this happened in the Euros, going into, I remember being like, this just feels weird. And it doesn't feel weird today, does it? You know what I mean? It feels like a bit like
you that. Gareth Southgate's giving you that, mate. Belief, that's what he's giving you. Continuity, consistency in results.
Me and KG were having this conversation on the phone the other day. Because my viewpoint is, if Gareth Southgate was to win the Euros, and I know that's several steps ahead, but my immediate thing would be like, Gareth, resign, because it will never get better than this. Like, it will never get better. But then KG's point of view was, and this is an interesting point of view, and I do kind of hear it a bit. We were saying that because look, he's a very lucky guy in terms of the draw. He's been very fortunate with some of the draws. I think that's fair to say. That's not even a critique. That is the reality of it. If you've got someone that's on a slot machine, they're pulling the thing, they keep getting cherries flags. They just can't. I don't know why. They're just getting cherries all the time. Yeah. Eventually, do you say, mate, get off the machine? You've got good winnings here. Or do you go, there's something with him in that machine. He's got to stay on it.
No, but when the machine's not used to win, it's a machine that's not used to paying out because it hasn't paid out in ages.
But you know what I mean? But that's
I said it yesterday
on
TalkSport. I said yesterday that, look, they asked me and I said, I think he probably should go. But then I said, actually,
he should resign.
This is. But then I was like, actually, no. This is like the David Moyes and West Ham situation. It's exactly the same. West Ham winning that Conference League was basically, they felt like they won the Euros. Like they were battling relegation in the same season, but managed to get some consistency in Europe. And there were fans there who thought, oh my God, in my lifetime as a West Ham fan, I never thought I'd see us win anything. We feel like that as England fans because of our historic failures. We've been failing since 66. Fact. Forget the type of football and our pragmatism, and we still haven't done shit since 66. Fact.
Yeah.
And we've never won the Euros, by the way. We've never won it. Right? No. So, and I'm not doing the Southgate simple. I'm actually being honest now. I thought about it and I was like, nah, man. If you're the guy who wins it, People can't. I said this before the tournament. Remember, I was like, if he wins it, no one can say, you can't just say it's because he's got good players or because the way we've been playing, it ain't been that. Like, if he wins it, he gets knighted, which he should, right? Which would happen.
If he won it,
you get knighted.
Yeah, of course.
And then I'll be like, hang on a minute. He should decide what he wants. He gets to decide. Like when Moyes won that Europa League, Conference League, don't get me wrong, he stayed another year, and look, now it went shit and he left. But he deserves that. If you win England's first major tournament, first trophy since '66, bro, I'm sorry, you get to decide what you want to do.
Well, first of all, got to play Netherlands tonight first, so we can't know that far ahead.
Which we can do. And Spain, I ain't feeling that.
No, I'm not at all.
But one-off game final if we get there, mate. So,
but
let's just enjoy it.
I think of the words of the late great Kenny Rogers. Okay, he said, "You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Okay, basically meaning, if you've got this far and you've done this well, walk away. Doesn't get any better than this. And with the David Moyes comparison, not totally apt, because you could argue he got the best or the most out of that group of players. I mean, West Ham winning a European Championship, the alternative argument for England, isn't it, is that there could be more they could get out of those players, perhaps, maybe more. But we shall see. We shall see indeed.
We shall see. I'll tell you what is quite funny is Adeola Depot, my good friend. He's seen my comment on Leny Yoro's post, and he's gone, Jesus Christ, this is desperate, brother. So I'm messaging him back now. Inside joke, bro. You would have to be watching us live to understand.
But also say to him, remember before we played Liverpool in the FA Cup and you went, "Oh, Liverpool are going to win." And this was his reaction. I'm going to repeat what you did. You went, remember that? It's in the clip after Flex's reaction after that. He went, Who's
he said no chance as well.
Who's in now?
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
I don't know how to type that, but
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. No.
There'll be a lot more correct going on.
And I can't even get it right anyway. So let's not do that. All Elite to finish off says Owen has waistcoat in the drawer under his screen.
Well, I tell you now, Flex, actually, I've been buying a suit recently, and when I was looking for the suit, obviously it always give you the option to get the waistcoat. I went, absolutely no chance.
Owen in the waistcoat?
I went, absolutely no chance. I used to like wearing a waistcoat as well. I was a fan of a three-piece suit, waistcoat. But I was like, no, I could never.
Owen in the waistcoat. Mate, just listen. Just admit you was wrong about Southgate and take your bias back. It's not too late, mate. I tried to tell you. I tried to educate you. I tried to say, it's good.
Don't even start, Flex.
And then
you are
Flex,
terrible.
You're mad. You're just delusion. And now we're in the semi-finals.
Terrible.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I'll tell you what, this, that, and the other." I can't wait. I really want us to win this. If we win this, I'm coming for you.
Flip-flop Flex the fraud. That's what it is. That's what he is. Because that's what he does this. He goes, "I told you." No, you didn't. You were doing the devil's advocate thing. At the end of it, you go, "No, but I agree, actually, Gareth Southgate."
No, I didn't want him at Man United. Man United.
You were
going
by
England. I said
you were just doing the devil's advocate. You went, I'm doing devil's advocate.
England,
what you did say that England were going to win the Euros a couple of weeks ago, and I'll give you credit for that one.
I said since Bobby Mainoo's got in the team, I said we're going to go on and win it now because he's that good.
But don't give it the whole "I told you about Gareth" and all that kind of stuff.
What I said was when I told GC on a Trinity, I said to you and KG when you came with bare receipts and you done a monologue that went up separate, and everyone said, "Owen, spot on." Don't know what Flex, because I was just given the point of I don't want him at Man United. I said he's not good enough to be Man United manager. I made it very, very clear. But I said for England, he finds a way. He gets us to the latter stage of the tournament. We weren't doing that before, and you shut me down. Flex, look who he's played, and you came with a dossier. Oh, he's played exactly. So I'm just saying that now.
But that's not. I told you about. That's not. I told you about Southgate.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Flex was doing the whole devil's advocate.
S. Matthew says it there. Owen apologise. If you think Owen should apologise, put number 1. If you don't think he should apologise, put number 2. I just want to see.
Well, and if you think Flex is doing devil's advocate stuff to try and rile me up, put 3. Put 3 in the chat. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yo-Yo, 1. Unk, 1.
Look, Lil
Two
Yo-Yo's
twos there.
Lil Yo-Yo's
Two,
a menace.
two,
Lil Yo-Yo's a menace is what he
one,
is. That's exactly who he is.
one,
Yeah,
two,
lots of
three,
threes. Lots of
three,
threes.
two,
Lots
three,
of threes.
one,
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of
Well,
threes.
yeah.
2 and 3.
Have some
Yeah.
respect. Have some respect for Gareth,
Yeah.
mate. You
A
got
lot
no
of
respect.
threes.
No respect for Donny. No respect for Gareth. Hang your head in shame. Anyway, guys,
Hang
subscribe to
your
the
head
channel.
in shame.
Smash a like on the video on the way out. And yeah, England, come on, let's get to the final and prove our own wrong. And all the Gareth Southgate doubters, we're out of it. Peace.
And flexed outers. Peace.